Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Late Night Brew, where we talk the brews first, then we get around what we're supposed to after the fact. Joining me again is Jonathan Hazelden. John, welcome back, buddy.
Thanks, Buck. It's good to be back for another brew,
Definitely.
and luckily I brought one with me again.
Well, my annoying messages on the side to remind you do help with that. Today, we're going to be continuing to dive into the Defender suite and Microsoft Defender, excuse me, what it is. However, first, just like I said, we got to talk the important stuff first. What brew are you having with me?
So I have brought exactly what I had last time because I have a whole case of them, which is a Angelo Peretti Italian lager.
Hey, that must mean it's good, in my
It is
opinion.
good.
So
It is very good.
I am continuing with the new stuff, Juicy Little Thing IPA. It's a nice one. It's not too hoppy. It's got a little bit of a kick to it, so pretty easy drinking and good for this type of interview. So, getting into it, what is exactly Microsoft Defender?
So Microsoft Defender today is a world-class suite a suite of cybersecurity technologies, and essentially it covers there's a multitude of products under the actual suite. So there's Microsoft Defender, which kind of is the overarching technology,
Umbrella
and then
term.
and then under that you've got various different products like Microsoft Defender for Endpoint, Microsoft Defender for Identity, Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps, Microsoft Defender for Cloud, which is more around the Azure side of things. So it's really it's really a whole suite of products which is expanded massively over the last few years.
Yeah, it definitely has been, I'll call it interesting to watch. Of no one ever looked at Microsoft as a security vendor. You go back 7 years ago, even less than a decade, and I remember many discussions of, well, email hygiene, you want a third party. Microsoft does all right. Versus now, I feel they're pretty close to parity in terms of their feature and usefulness. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they are. So if you want to, well, we can talk about that. We can talk about the differences between what used to be called Windows Defender, and now it's called Microsoft Defender. So the name's actually changed, albeit not very much. But historically, Windows Defender was essentially like another antivirus product that just ran, on Windows, on top of Windows.
The little house icon in your taskbar,
yeah, exactly. Which that's all gone now, and it ran like most other antivirus products, albeit not being as good, and that's why most people had third-party products. Whereas now, Microsoft's been quite clever, and it's actually so if we focus on Microsoft Defender for Endpoint and the sort of antivirus area, it is now embedded in the operating system, so it's not a separate thing. So actually, it's useful as also clever from Microsoft to actually include it within the operating system. It's already there. It's not something you have to install, and they have really, they've invested heavily in cybersecurity and obviously, expanding Microsoft Defender. And as I said before about the multitude of products within the suite, so they are now world class in comparison to the others. So, and a lot of companies, especially, ones that are using Microsoft 365, a lot of the licensing, Defender is included in certain licenses. So it's really, it's really bringing a lot of customers, away from those classic third-party products back to Microsoft.
Yeah, and I know we'll touch on it later. The ability for everything to be in the same ecosystem to send signals across the different products
Yeah.
and really enabling a bit of it's not even machine learning or AI. It's just there's now so much information that it can talk with and pick up on signals that you gain a
Yeah.
lot of automation and I'll call it it's pretty slick when you get everything talking and set up the way you like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the way that they're all, there's so many, these products are generally, well, they're all integrated, right? And so from a visibility point of view, within the cloud, there's essentially one portal where you can go, Microsoft Defender portal, which integrates the endpoints, integrates the identity, integrates the cloud apps, etc., all in one place. So you can, so you can monitor and have visibility of all these different signals that are going on within your
Yeah.
environment.
In true Microsoft fashion, the Defender portal, for those not in the know, used to be called the Security portal, which used to be the Security and Compliance portal. So
Yeah.
Microsoft keeping up with their love of renaming things.
Yeah, and I'd just say one of the biggest improvements has been, it's now not just a antivirus product that runs on an endpoint that occasionally gets updates. It's now has full real-time endpoint detection and response capabilities, which is powered by the cloud essentially. So it can,
Yeah.
any new threats that come in, zero-day attacks, etc. It's all real time, and it's scanning. It's essentially scanning your systems real time to report real time.
Yeah. That is a futuristic, cool point to end on, as I'll call it. Having been a child of, the cloud was a dream way back when. Uh, thank you, Jonathan, as always, for joining me. It's a pleasure.
No
It's been interesting. I'm looking forward to our next episode, which keep your eyes out for. Our contact information is below. As always, please feel free to reach out if you want to know more. Until then, take care, buddy. Cheers.
Cheers.